Weird. All right. Well, there's nobody in here yet. We'll wait a bit. Whew. For folks watching this in the future, we are live at the the Lake Monster Festival in Port Henry, New York on Lake Champlain. It's August, whatever, 7th of 2020. I've lost track of time at this point, so.
It's 1983.
I will show for people that are here. We've got awesome Carrick St. Laurent. I always mess it up. Carrick St. Laurent, St. Laurent, St. Lunatic. We'll just stick with that. Jordan Warner, who is awesome, who did this YouTube series that I watched when I was in like high school. We were around the same age. So it was like so funny that, you know, we're finally linking up after all these years.
Don't watch it, guys. Watch Crypto Hunt. Specifically the old one.
Crypto Hunt, dude. It's a classic.
It is.
Over here we got Kenny Irish, crypto punkologist. What's going on, Kenny? Hanging out, man. So who, in your opinion, Champ or Bigfoot for cryptids? Who's better?
I'd say Champ.
Champ, that's the right answer.
I'm a Champ guy.
Fair enough, fair enough. We've also got Paul Bartholomew over there. We'll spin around the table here. Jeremiah of Bigfoot Society says, a very cool crew. Yeah, totally. Awesome people. I'm gonna flip to the other side here. I'm gonna walk over here to this side. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that. I'll just do this. So the event's great. A lot of awesome turnout. Got Home of Champ tent down there. I'll do a little walk around. Beautiful Lake Champlain right behind us there. And this is kind of the Crypto Cave meet and greet. We've also got the New York Bigfoot Society here. They've got a booth, and then we have Carrick's Champ information, please use our fun facts. And then this is my table. I've of course got my On the Trail of Champ documentary, Champ stickers, got a couple of track castings. This one's actually Eric Altman from Pennsylvania. And we've got a Bluff Creek. Obviously, having been there recently, we've got Patterson Gimlin film site. This one's actually signed by Bob Gimlin, I believe, so that's pretty cool. And then over here, this is Kenny's booth. He's obviously got his book, American Cryptids, which is that one, which is pretty awesome. Awesome cover and everything. So what was why did you choose American Cryptids, like a broad focus?
Just because I wanted to cover all 50 states. I wanted to do something different than
Sure.
a lot of the greats have already done. Instead of just talking about the cryptid from the state, I wanted to cover all 50 states and pretty much just from there, talk about the history of the state as well as Native American lore.
Sure.
So that's how we came up with it.
That's right on. Now, were there certain states where it became difficult because there's so many cryptids? I'm thinking like West Virginia and some of the other places where there's just like chock full.
Yeah.
Was there like too many stories in these states, or do you run into that at all?
Yes and no. Some of the ones I went with were the ones that weren't as familiar to some other folks, as I wanted to introduce, some newer ones.
Sure.
Or bring up the ones that aren't talked about. There were challenges, but I think the biggest challenge was trying to fact check everything.
Right.
That was the biggest challenge, but I definitely enjoyed writing it. It was a lot of fun, and Beyond the Fray Publishing has done a fantastic job helping use it. So
Right on.
It's been really good.
Yeah, Shannon's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's got obviously awesome hairdo in the photo there. You didn't do it today. It would have been too humid.
That was August of last year.
Oh, fair enough.
So the same photographer and person that shot all those pictures actually next Saturday is going by to
Do it again. Gotcha. Updated. Fair enough. Right on. So that's pretty cool. So over here, this is awesome. Yeah, Mr. Cool over here. This is the Mr. Paul Bartholomew. Awesome. Always a pleasure to be with this gentleman right here. I mean, Whitehall, the Adirondack region, New York. So you're synonymous with it. You're kind of Mr. Whitehall in my view. You've got a great spread of items here. So we actually have a Vermont casting. We got a Peter Byrne, an Abear Road cast, and the Chinese Year Wren.
After the sighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the phenomena continues to accumulate. The trail of this phenomena can go back to the Algonquin, the Iroquois, right up to modern times, where that's why it's different from things like the chupacabra,
Right.
which kind of has a starting point. So this is a rich traditional thing, and if the skeptic argues that we don't have the evidence and we don't have a physical body
Right.
yet, that's a legitimate argument, then it's important to study this from a psychological point of view and
Sure.
a sociological. Why are we seeing it? So I think it's a win-win regardless of what this is.
Absolutely. I mean, you could argue, oh, it's a figment of, European cultural interpretation, but then why are there Native American stories as well? Or Chinese stories? I mean, they're not coming from a European influence with that. So it's kind of a universal thing, which I find really interesting. But yeah, he's got some awesome stuff. And I love the original Champ Search stuff.
Yeah, actually.
That is so cool. I think you showed me that last summer, but awesome.
It was on the back of the shirt.
Protect the Champ. So that would have been Zarzinski then back in the day, right?
Joe, yeah.
Oh, that is so neat. And that vintage hat.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
That was, I think it was Balaga Bay.
Which is right there.
Yeah.
The bay, I mean, I've heard it pronounced Bulwaggy, but I mean, it's spelled, I guess, Bulwaga, right? But that's the site of so many Champ sightings right in that bay right there, guys. So that is pretty cool. And then this is your latest book, Mysterious Northwoods.
And what it is a compilation of various phenomena from the Green Mountains of Vermont to the Adirondacks of New York. And it's not just cryptozoology, it's UFO reports,
Right.
identified aerial phenomena reports, psychical phenomena, you get the EDs,
Sure.
Spiritualism up in Vermont, the sources there. You've got, the Millerites right outside of Whitehall. So it's sort of a compilation of all sorts of paranormal phenomena, and it's written very tightly. So you have 100 and some odd pages with like 300 references.
Wow.
It's well referenced.
Absolutely. No, definitely. Pick this up, guys. And if you can find Paul's original work, which is basically about Bigfoot encounters in New York and New England, right?
That's right.
That one,
Published by Hancock House.
right. And is it a little tough to find nowadays?
It is. These are books that have now been around. That was 2008.
Sure.
Time to hold on. So this is the new one, and hopefully we'll keep plugging them out. We just keep collecting the reports as they come in, because that's the important thing, is to get whatever the report is as close to as accurate as it is.
Yep.
In other words, don't allow cultural expectations
Sure.
to form the report. Take down the information as close to it as accurately as you can get it.
Absolutely. Have you gotten some good reports today?
Yes. Actually,
Yeah, I noticed that too.
In fact, we had one report that was 2 weeks before the Abear Road 1976 sighting.
Wow.
And that, so yeah, we're getting new stuff all the time.
That's amazing. Well, awesome. Thanks for taking a second to talk to the folks on the channel. Now, if you guys want to check out, Paul was on the show last summer, actually. We did a live stream with him, so go check that out, because that'll be the most informative thing you can know about the Abear area, and Whitehall in general. So awesome. Well, awesome to do this. We'll do a live stream tomorrow in Whitehall as well, so we'll be back on there. Absolutely. Thank you. Very cool. And we've got the Bigfoot back here.
Yeah, this was done by Eric Miner.
Very cool. Pretty cool representation. So yeah, such an awesome event. I'm gonna head over here, guys. Head back to the booth. We'll talk a little bit about what we've had happen too. All right.
It's a whole Jeffrey Epstein situation.
Let's read comments, shall we?
That's right, I didn't.
I got my Home of Champ shirt on, obviously.
Very good shirt.
Let's see if I can not mess this thing up. Okay. Live chat. Let's see what we got for messages here, guys. Donald Fuller says, hello from close to the Mancy film site. Oh, okay, Donald. Where are you at? Are you in St. Albans, Donald? Because that's a great area for reports. Very cool. We've also got, let's see, Western Bigfoot Exploration. What's up, Jonathan? How's it going, my dude? Says, awesome, dude. Looks fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Tate Hieronymus.
talk.
You know what Tate says? He says, "Hello from my bed."
Hello from my bed.
Hey Tate, hope you have a nice nap. Go to sleep.
These are,
I'm just kidding.
fossilized dinosaurs.
Is this a one-day event? I'm coming right through there tomorrow on my way home from the Adirondacks. Yeah, it is just a one-day event. It's just today. It's actually just starting to wrap up here, so we're going to be packing up here soon, unfortunately.
Because they like going there.
But
you know what? They're gonna shut down.
yeah, it's been great. We've taken so many reports, so I want to talk about a little bit here with these two guys about some of the stuff we've heard today. I don't know how I can get this far back enough. So we've gotten a lot of champ reports and Bigfoot reports today. My tripod keeps like sliding over.
Oh, is that what's happening? I see.
I can do this. Yeah, it kept like slinking down. All right, let's see. I'm gonna. Ryan Smith, where is this event? It's right on in Port Henry, New York, the home of Champ. But
It is ending right now.
it's kind of about to end
Yeah.
soon.
It's a great place, though.
It is a great place.
Donald Fuller says Georgia, Vermont, south of St. Albans. So very cool, man. Tate says I can rap too. Okay, great. Okay, so we've gotten a lot of Bigfoot reports today, a lot of Champ reports just from right here in the Bay. I got a report of a lady. Her daughter was working on the Vermont side of the lake, would cross the bridge, which is right here. That's the lake. That's the bridge from Vermont to New York. She saw a head and a neck there and other part of the body. I just heard another sighting from 1976, Westport, New York. She saw a head and a neck. Somebody saw a snake-like body. So it was yeah, a lot of stuff, a lot of good Bigfoot reports. Carrick and I got 2 more New Hampshire
We did.
reports.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the places.
One from a guy who, of course, at one point lived in Marlborough. Because apparently everyone in New Hampshire has.
So Carrick's talked about Marlborough on the show. He did a stream a few weeks ago when I was out of town. But man, Marlborough, New Hampshire. What's the chance that 2 guys are in New York State for a champ-related event from New Hampshire, and they have more New Hampshire people coming their way, giving them reports?
The
I mean,
Bigfoot stories.
how crazy is that?
Alexander was able to write down one of them.
I did. I have one that's going to go into my.
A little time out here today, but how do you think the day went?
Oh, awesome!
wonderful.
We're just doing a live stream right now about it. Yeah.
We are.
No, you're totally cool. Totally awesome.
That's one of the organizers, Kyle Miller.
Yeah, he's awesome. Him and his wife Andrea, they're great. So Western Bigfoot Site, that's Jonathan Easley. He says, "Tell homeboy he was excellent in the main episode of yours." That's for you, Carrick.
Well, thank you.
Ryan Smith says, "My champ sighting was near a boat ramp on South Hero Island back in 1997." Whoa, Ryan, that's awesome, dude. If you want to send me an email, I would be really grateful. I would love to hear about that story. We're just trying to gather as many reports as we can. I just got a lot in the database that I think it's just fun to have these reports. Ryan's from New Hampshire as well.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
yeah,
There you go.
makes sense, right? Tate says white caps, a little choppy for a paddleboard. Yeah, it's a little. I'll walk over to the lake in a minute here. It's a little rough now, but yeah. So we've been having a good time.
We have.
Carrick and I camped out in the Green Mountains last night. Boy,
Crazy story.
Yeah.
boy, do we have a weird morning.
Yeah, we did.
I don't want to be the kind of guy who's having weird stuff happen all the time. Well, I guess I kind of am, but. So we deployed a pheromone chip last night in our camp. We were camped in the Green Mountains, spot my brother had found, end of the road. We were doing some wood knocks. I got the Squatch knocker I got from Cliffs Museum here. We were doing wood knocks all night, and then in the morning, first thing that happened was I was kind of just laying in bed. We didn't have our rain cover on the tent. I'm just laying on my sleeping pad, and I hear 3 knocks from around camp, and I'm kind of like, okay, that's weird. Audio recorder wasn't on for whatever reason, so I immediately turned it on. Maybe 20, 30 minutes later, we hear a singular knock.
Yep.
Carrick turns to me, and what did you say?
I said, did you hear that?
And I was just kind of like, shh. So we just listened for a while. And then at what point did, how much later was that, roughly time-wise?
10 minutes later, this started happening.
10 minutes later, we start getting what seems like something thrown our way. I mean,
Yeah, well, we started
what would you
hearing-
describe it as?
Well, it sounded at first like stuff was falling out of trees. That was my first thought when the first thing happened.
Yeah, it was like you
'cause I
hear
wasn't
something-
looking at it when it happened. Happened 5 or 6 times over the course of like the next 15 minutes or so.
5 or 6 times, and we're watching the area where it's coming from, and you can see it arching
Yes.
through the trees, and I could see it wasn't just falling directly down, it was like coming out in an arch pattern
Yeah.
down,
And of course, things don't fall in arches.
and it happens
so-
5-6 times in a row, and we're just kind of standing there, or not standing there, I think we're both just laying in the tent like, what the heck?
Yeah.
And we're seeing it coming down, so
always in the direction of the tent, never anywhere else.
we immediately got up, put like shoes on, and went out into the woods near where that came from. A couple other things either fell or something, and nothing else really happened. But we went to an area where we thought maybe there would have been something up in there, but we didn't find anything. It was odd. It was really odd.
Very odd.
So I don't know what to say for it. It's certainly a good area for wildlife. And we were at the end of a road. We were the only site, and it wasn't even an organized campsite. This was basically, we were doing dispersed car camping, like right at the end of a road,
Right.
just in a clearing and surrounded by woods. So it was weird. I mean, what are the chances, right? I don't know.
It was very strange. I don't
Very
really know
strange.
What else?
Struggling to find what that could have been, but
Everything else to me definitely could be explained, but the fact that it's arches, that has to be some. I don't want to say it has to be, but it really does. It has to be something that is being starting low, coming up high, and then dropping again, which is what throwing is like. And if it is throwing, and that is kind of a big if, but if it is throwing, something with hands needs hands to throw something.
well, as Phil C says, bears don't throw stuff.
Bears don't throw stuff. No.
So just a couple other comments that have come in. Johnny Half says, "What's up, guys? Alex, thanks for the surprise this afternoon." Yeah, absolutely. Tate says, "Fun fact: the Queen song 'We Are the Champions' is about Champ." Good old Tate.
Fun fake facts.
He says just messing around, but Donald Fuller says camp out. Sorry.
Sorry, did you guys hear any footsteps?
No, that was the
didn't
weirdest
actually.
thing. I mean, by the time we got up and moving, I mean, maybe something had walked away, but we didn't find anything. There was a grove of trees where you can move a little quieter. I think if something was up there, maybe that's where it came from. Otherwise, I don't know.
Never
but,
heard it. Yeah.
I do
Which is
just
the weirdest thing about that.
I do just want to read this comment from Donald. He says, "Camp out in Appalachian Gap in Vermont for some Sasquatch activity." I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of that area. Ryan Smith now says, "Want some weirdness? Spend a night or two at Emerald Lake Campground down in Dorset."
Someone was just telling me about
Is that
the
in?
other day.
Is that New York or is that Vermont?
I think that's Vermont.
Interesting. Pretty cool. So yeah, everyone's getting packed up here. I guess I'm gonna be the last to pack, but I don't really care.
Enjoy the lake, man.
Yeah, we're just chilling,
Nice
guys. I
breeze
mean,
coming in now.
so it's been a really hot day, but there you can see the lake right over there, guys. I'll zoom in on it. So there's the bridge. That bridge connects New York and Vermont. The next bridge up is almost by St. Albans, so a couple hours north. So pretty far up there. What's going on, buddy? No, go ahead. No, I'm not. People are thinking I'm blocking their walk with my camera, but no, we're good. I'm actually going to take a little walk over to the lake now, show people the lake real quick, and
I'm gonna fill my water bottle.
sounds good. So yeah, guys, the event is just coming to an end, but it's been great. Crypto Cave. How do I zoom out at this thing? There we go. Jason Child says, "You're lucky to have them Bigfoots in your country." Yeah, there's a lot of places where there seems to be activity. I mean, we're actually going to Whitehall, New York tomorrow, which is famous for the A-Bear Road incident. As we were talking about with Paul Bartholomew earlier in the stream, he's going to show us a tour around Whitehall. I've been to Whitehall. I love it there. It's only about 35, 40 minutes south of where we're at right now. The end of Lake Champlain ends in Whitehall. So a lot of the original Champ reports actually came from the Whitehall Times, believe it or not. And now that area is known for Bigfoot. So you'll see, I'll do a stream tomorrow in there. You'll definitely see Whitehall. But here's the lake. So this is Bullwagga Bay. Beautiful, you can see. So basically the geography of this area is you have this lake, which is thousands of years old, formed when it was an extension of the sea, and eventually got cut off from the ocean. But you have the Adirondack Mountains on this side. We're in New York. This is New York State, and then that's Vermont right over there. And you got the Green Mountains right over there. So here's Bullwagga Bay, and Bullwagga Bay is the site of a lot of famous Champ sightings. We just heard of just 2 in this area today, as I was mentioning. A lady saw a snake-like creature at some point, and then another lady's daughter saw a head and neck right at the bridge over there. But you can see the water. I mean, Lake Champlain's huge. Massive lake. It's about 120 something miles long, almost 400 feet deep at the deepest. So it's a fairly large lake. Stretches into Canada, borders Vermont, New York for hours. I mean, St. Albans Bay is almost hour and a half, 2 hours north from here. Got to cross the bridge and go up north. And that's where the Santa Romancy photo happened. So this lake is huge. There's a lot of room here for stuff. There's people jet skiing out there. Yeah, it's just beautiful. I love, one of my favorite parts of the world, Lake Champlain. All right, I'm gonna head back to camp here. Not camp, so used to camping. Head back to the Champ thing. Johnny Half says, enjoy yourselves. Always good to get some chill time in. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a crazy, crazy schedule. We'll be out filming some more Beyond the Trail of stuff here soon. Can't really talk a whole lot about it just yet. But I'm almost done editing the California episode, Bigfoot in Bluff Creek. That's gonna be coming out in August, or end of August. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be on the Small Town Monsters channel, obviously. And then it will be going to some streaming platforms too, which should be pretty fun. Western Bigfoot Exploration says, we're about to have a sighting on YouTube Live. That would be awesome. I have not had a Champ experience, but man, today really reinvigorated my love of Champ, because I heard some of these sightings that people, you know, that's what I love about these kinds of events. This was mainly like a vendor event, right? You got all these local businesses, some Champ themed stuff, of course. But then you had our little crypto cave section with the researchers, with Carrick and Kenny and Paul and myself. People telling us their stories, which I absolutely love. So pretty cool. I'm gonna walk over here and show you guys one thing. So you've got some Champ artwork here. It's kind of cool. They're taking Champ down. You got Champ here, and this is kind of a cool depiction. Oh, and so it's like a kid's photo. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. Alrighty. I want to talk to Andrea, though, the organizer, real quick. So, hey, Andrea, would you maybe say a little bit of something on my live stream? Sure. Would you be cool with that? So this is Andrea. She's one of the organizers here, and you know, obviously everyone here loves Champ, but you've had kind of a strange experience out on the lake. Do you mind maybe just saying a little bit about that?
Sure. So it was in 2016. It was in July, like really close to 4th of July. My husband and I were out walking our dogs, and where we live here in Port Henry is up kind of on a hill, and so we can kind of see down through to Balaga Bay here.
Which is right there, as we showed.
Right out there. So we're walking the dogs, and we stop, and you know, we're just admiring the view like we do sometimes. And we're sort of like, so we see this thing out there, and we think, well, it looks like a boat. But then we realize it doesn't really look like a boat, and it's not moving. And then we thought, oh, it looks like a capsized boat. It's upside down, so it kind of had that sort of shape to it.
Right.
And so we kind of, you know, we're just kind of looking at it, and it didn't move. It was stationary for a little bit, not very long, and then it almost appeared to split into two sort of humps, and then it just kind of submerged, and it was just really bizarre. The next day, you know, we both kind of were like, I have no idea what that was.
Yeah.
What was that? I don't know. And what did we see? And we kind of went back over it.
Were you thinking Champ at all, or not really?
No, I think, you know, kind of the thought process was like, we kind of went through the whole, is it a boat? Is it some kind of wave action? I mean,
Yeah.
the lake was smooth. It was very smooth.
Glass-like, or?
Yeah. I would say glass-like that day. Very still, very glass-like. So we kind of just went through the, you know, was it this, was it that? And from where we were looking, kind of on a you know, it's an elevation.
Sure.
So you're looking down at the lake, and so that kind of seems like it rolls out, you know, like waves and wakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next day, we were walking again, and we stopped, and we're like, thinking about it. We see a boat. You can boat, but it was, maybe around the same size as what we saw, and around the same location. And so, Kyle, I think said, because I know nothing really about boats, but he said the kind of boat it was, it would have been like a 15 to 20 foot boat. So
Sure.
approximately the same size as the thing we saw. So it definitely wasn't a boat that was capsized.
So interesting.
Yeah, it was strange. We don't know what it was.
Sure.
We didn't necessarily think it was a chance.
Right.
We just couldn't figure out
Something unusual.
Yeah.
Just another one of the many strange stories out of Lake Champlain, right?
Exactly.
Crazy. Well, thanks so much for sharing, and thank you for putting on an awesome Champ Day event.
Thank you for being here. I'm so happy that we had a great event and lots of people came and
Totally.
enjoyed themselves.
Great turnout, great stories. Absolutely. Thanks again.
Thanks, Alex.
Awesome. Yeah, guys. So there you have it. The place absolutely has so much going on. This lake, something special in the lake, right? Keeps us coming back.
It's amazing.
There is something.
Now, Jordan, you've been to this lake a lot, back in the day, and now you're back here. I mean, what's it like after having such an interest in such a while, being able to come back to a place like this time and time again? Is the mystery still there for you?
It's so funny when you hear stories, especially about Nessie, because that's how I got interested. I came home one day and my dad was watching a documentary on the Loch Ness Monster. I'm like, what's this about? And then looking at everything on Nessie, you hear things about Champ, Ogopogo, Bessie. It just becomes a gold mine. in a
Sure,
sense.
sure.
But then you start hearing stories, like real honest people that have these experiences. And there are people that don't lie. There are people that are not trying to, pull your arm or anything. They genuinely don't understand what they saw.
Right.
So, and I was telling Paul that it's very unscientific to simply ignore it, because if you have such a phenomena of people, high-ranking officials like police officers, military officials, FBI agents, having these experiences,
Right.
okay, maybe you don't believe they saw a monster, but they did see something.
Something, yeah.
So, isn't it science's job to examine what it is that they saw?
Oh, yeah.
And that to me is fascinating as well, because, is the human cognition that we put ourselves into nature like Bigfoot? Is it the human conscience that we see a giant serpent in the lake or a Mothman in the sky? I mean, regardless of what it is, it's equally fascinating. So being in a place like Lake Champlain, when you come here and you hear the stories, the way I feel, it's like going to Disney World. Like when I was in Burlington with Scott last month, it's like you see all these names and you know the stories of where these things happen. It's like, oh my gosh, this happened here, this happened over here. So it's really fun, and exciting.
Oh, totally.
And I'm happy to be here. This is my first time being at Champ Fest. I've always heard about it, but I thought this time around was a more significant time to be here.
Sure.
And I'm glad to be here with Alex and Gary.
Absolutely, yeah. And for folks that aren't aware, unfortunately, Scott Martis, I've had him on the show, Champ researcher. He recently passed away, really right before this event. So definitely a presence that loomed large over the lake. I mean, his research, prolific. The guy was a living encyclopedia about lake cryptids. I mean, folks that can go back and watch the show I did with him, I encourage you to do that, because he knows his stuff. He was down in Florida. He knew about the Zuyu Maru carcass. All these different stories. Obviously, Champ, Loch Ness. I mean, the guy was a legend, and big blow to lose him. But we're glad to be back at the place that he loved so much, this awesome, beautiful lake. So in his honor, we're going to go tonight and do some champing, as we call it. So it's instead of squatching, we're doing champing. We did the squatching last night. Champing is next. So that's next. And see that Paul just stuffed a Bigfoot into his car. So Bigfoot's been kidnapped.
Yeah.
Or I guess Bigfoot napped. Ryan says, I'm bummed. Wish I had known about this event. I was only 90 minutes north. I know, man. It's tough to know with everything going on. Joey Hayes says, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is keeping well. Thanks, Joey. Appreciate that. Well, yeah, so we're just cleaning up here. I got to pack all my stuff up, but we got the On the Trail of Bigfoot, the Journey, obviously, Adirondack. So fitting as we're in the foothills. And we got On the Trail of Champ. I got some of these new in stock, so Obviously, Champ Day, perfect place for it. I just got these new stickers too. I'm gonna put these up on my website soon.
I like those.
They're kind of similar to the postcards. This one and this one. These are the designs. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna shut down the stream here. We're gonna be doing a stream tomorrow in Whitehall. We're gonna take kind of a tour with Paul, and then we'll see where it goes. So we'll keep you guys posted. But thanks for those that tuned in, and we'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go clean this up, and we're gonna go get a campsite and get ready. Ryan Smith says, "Are you guys gonna live stream tonight?" Good question. It's gonna be very dark, but we might. I think we'll probably do it. We'll do a champ hunt live stream if we have service in that area, which I think we should. So we'll see you guys later in that case. Let's do that. That'll be good. All right, guys, take it easy. Clocking in right at 30 minutes. Perfect timing. Peace.